And we are coming down in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler, and I'm joined by
Mock.
Sheen Washable.
Nope.
Solze.
J-Mart.
And the Red Baron.
Thanks for listening. Have a great day.
That's a wrap.
Day 2 of live with Getting Sports with Drunk on the PPR and Radio Network. We haven't been evicted yet. Not yet.
The clock is ticking
There's
for
been
sure.
rumors, though.
Peter hasn't found the crap I took in the corner last time. Yeah, little too less sports, a little bit more drunk. Starting lineups to help us get drunk this time. Red Baron. Meow.
From Founders, I have the Breakfast Stout.
Well, where's Founders from?
Ooh, Souls. Founders is located in... How long do I have to look? It's brewed in the U.S.,
Oh wow, good job.
so it could be anywhere, right?
Well, let's go to another U.S. brew.
Grand Rapids,
Machine
Michigan.
Washable.
I have the classic Budweiser.
Boo.
Talk about classic. I guess I'll go.
Solze
I have the champagne of all beers, Miller High Life.
in the 25-ounce can.
Glad he introduced it like that.
Yay.
J-Mart.
I'm really stepping outside my comfort zone for this one. I got I have a Guinness here from Dublin, Ireland.
No, he doesn't.
Pronounced Guinness over there. And then I have Clown Shoes Exorcism at Sunset. You know, one of those, like, domestic brews, you know, one of those, like, yeah, no. Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrels from Ipswich, Mass.
What are you saying, Souls?
Who has shot trivia today?
Ooh, oversight by us.
Uh-oh.
Well, we'll figure it out in a second.
I think it was you, Souls.
Was it?
Yeah, it was the Austin Collie question. About,
Oh, no.
No, it
it
was
was Jeff. Yeah, that was Jeff.
The Austin Collie question.
We're going to send this Jeff's way.
Well, let's do our, you know, while Jeff's getting his fact prepared because, you know, we're terrible at what we do.
Martin.
Toast of excellence.
Martin.
Before we do our sip. Does anybody want to go first? Anybody have anything?
I'll go. This is sort of older-ish news, but I wanted to do the toasts of excellence to Jim Kelly. You know, well, you give me that look. You give me that look.
Because you said Jim Kelly, and then you looked at all of us like we were supposed to say something.
Well, no, I
this
just-
is your thing. I'd like to give my toast to Jim Kelly.
So,
Well, what do you fucking think?
I need your approval at all times. Fighting oral cancer for is it the second or third time? Does anyone?
Third.
I think it's his third.
Third time. Because he said that he went 0-4 in the Super Bowl, but he's 2-0 against cancer.
Which is a great quote. I love that a lot. So our prayers and thoughts are with him.
I bet you 52 other people don't think that was a great quote. 52 losing Bills. Because that's amazing to think about. If you do the math, 112 Bills. Well, I mean, like there was a lot of layover, but 112 Bills players in 4 straight Super Bowls. And they all 212, sorry, and they all lost. And only one of them was the kicker's fault.
My toast is to the Cleveland Browns.
Boo.
Making moves. That offense is going to be good this year.
Yeah, and Odell Beckham Jr. is going to sign there in 2 years.
Maybe.
It's going to be Smoking Jay Cutler, Jarvis Landry.
If those videos keep surfacing, he's headed.
It's really funny, too, because like we did a whole segment about where Jarvis Landry ends up. And did anybody say the Browns?
Nope.
Excellent.
We know our stuff.
Everyone, like, busted on me. What did I pick? The Vikings?
The Vikings.
And now look. I got to piggyback off you, though. I was going to say John Dorsey, the GM. I mean, they might win 2 games this year.
Oh, they're going to take
But
that division.
that's 200% profit for them.
No.
Literally, any
the,
wins they get
Steelers,
means
without
that
a doubt.
these guys were worth it.
They might beat Landry Jones this year, finally.
Are you saying Landry Jones is going to play?
Week 17.
You heard it here first.
Kyle, your toast?
My toast is to Ichiro Suzuki for returning for another season at age 44, back with the Seattle Mariners.
You think this is it for him?
Who knows?
Dude, I've been thinking it for like 2 years, but he just keeps
When I
hitting good
saw
enough.
it was a 1-year deal with Seattle, right?
Yeah.
I think
Could
this
be
is
the
it.
retirement.
I think this is it.
Or he'll go back to Japan and start playing again over there.
Have 3,000 more hits.
You got to go to a Mariners game so I can call a home run.
That was awesome.
We went to a Pirates game this summer. Mock didn't want to go.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's
no,
not how
hold
that
on. But it was the Marlins, right? Marlins Pirates.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because we were hoping we were going to see Stanton hit a bomb, but the Pirates win.
But the Marlins sat Stanton that day.
Not yet, but anyway, Ichiro walks up. The Pirates are winning. Ichiro walks up. I just go, Jeff, wouldn't it be awesome if we saw Ichiro hit a home run? Stanton hit a bomb, but the Pirates win, and just launched it out of the park.
The Marlins sat Stanton that day.
So
Here.
what was I going to say? Oh, my toast of excellence is also kind of old news, but to Mr. Matt Forte, a.k.a. Common the Rapper, signing a 1-day contract with the Chicago Bears to retire as a Bear. Very excited.
Not so good, Jeff?
Well, sip your beers,
No.
because they're all getting disorganized. We got people on their phones, people talking side conversations.
Hey man, I'm
You
posting
got
up
fucking
for us.
bald people over the board. Jesus.
Hey, well, let's get the chat going for us. I don't have my opener near me. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
my
I'm sorry.
God.
You are ridiculous.
All right.
So, as per usual, we're terrible at remembering things, so we forgot our private stock again. So our lovely production assistant and chief whatever, just Rebecca. I don't know. We don't have a title for her yet, do we?
She's a production director.
Production director?
Yeah, I slurred. I didn't even have a drink yet.
Well,
Production director.
She picked up a bottle for us on her way in, and for us to have something. So she picked up Canadian Club, and J Mart took his redemption sip from trivia question, and
It was great. Just great.
yeah. All right, around the horn then.
Looking to do more, you know.
This is. So it's customary on radio, right, when we're live,
Because we got silent.
as if somebody's doing something. You
You
guys
guys all
still
watch. Yeah, that's how it works.
Souls. Are you excited for the trivia question?
I don't know.
I've got it. If you're
Jeff's
ready.
got some
Oh.
weird questions.
Oh, you got some weird questions. Yeah, fuck you.
All right, all right.
Anyway, we're on the topic of Ichiro being really old.
Mm-hmm.
So, Shaquille O'Neal's really old too, and
Yep.
he's also the oldest All-Star Game MVP at 36 years. How many days?
I'm really good at stuff like this. I'd like to lead off if that's okay. So we're counting how many days. If it's been 36 years.
36 years. How many days old was he when he was the MVP of the All-Star Game?
I would imagine probably in the realm of 28,000. 28,526.
I think you're misunderstanding.
No. Like how many? Like he was 28 and 42 days. Like how many days out of a year? Like he was that many days close to his birthday.
Is that what we mean?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what we mean.
I thought we were just counting the days of how old he is. I'd like to go second. See what you guys say.
I'll go first. I'm going to say 113.
110.
Fucking son of a bitch.
So let's be a little closer to the mic.
Did
Sorry.
give an answer?
He said 28,000 originally.
How old was he? What did we say for years?
It was 36 years.
Does anybody know when Shaq's birthday is?
Nope.
Probably in November.
I'm gonna
Probably
say
November.
I'm gonna say 364. 1 day shy of his birthday.
Nice, nice.
All right.
I don't know when it is though. I don't know.
Let's
His
go-
birthday might be in December for all I know.
208.
Souls. No, Mock actually loses.
Damn.
It's 346 days.
So we're
Palindrome. No, it's not a palindrome.
We're confirming that it's not 28,000.
It is not 28,000.
I was really hoping Kendall was going to go low. Oh, well.
He finally loses.
Kyle, I've lost before.
Yeah, but not lately.
What?
Gonna send that back. That's awful.
I'm just going to put that right here.
So, I figure we'll keep the discussion stuff alive like we did the last show, but this first hour we'll focus on one sport and then do some more fun stuff in the second hour. Our own sports outsider, Solzy McLaughlin over there.
Celebrating St. Patrick's Day.
He was nice enough to put together some topic points for MLB that he'd like to discuss, but he said he doesn't want to lead the reins on them, so I'm going to have to apparently.
It's a strong leader right there, Solzy.
But we're in the preseason, spring training. It's one of those things like you can't call it preseason. It doesn't sound right for baseball.
No.
But it's
19 days away till spring training. Till opening day.
Yep.
All right. Keep that CC going.
But we got spring training going on. There's some deals finally forming and all that. So, Souls, you wanted to talk some deals, some big names signing 1-year contracts.
Yeah, like all of them.
Wow.
Well, which one's the most important or like most standoffish to you? Like which one?
You want to talk about something? Anything. What do you want to talk about?
Well, Moustakas is a pretty big deal because
That's Michael Moustakas?
correct, sir.
Then where did he sign?
Kansas City.
In what
for
position does he? No.
third base at 6.5 mil.
What's his sign?
Huh?
Is he Gemini?
I don't know.
Nah, he's a pissus.
No, because he turned down a 3-year deal earlier in the year to sign a 1-year contract. I don't understand why. You're not.
Well, I understood it first because when you first wrote it down, I thought you wrote down 1 year, $65 million, and I was like,
Not bad. Not bad.
I'll eat anybody's ass for $65 million for the year. Anybody's.
The 3-year deal he was with the Royals?
I'm not sure what team. I know he turned down the 3-year deal. And it was just like, all these players want big years, but nobody wants to give them the years.
Teams aren't doing the long-term contracts anymore like they used to in baseball. You don't see those 10-year deals too much anymore. I mean, the last one was, Stanton?
Yeah.
Because I don't think we see longevity dominance anymore.
You don't.
Yeah.
By the time
When you look
like,
at the A-Rod deal, when he started to fall off, he was still making how much on the books?
Yeah, I mean, like Jeter and Ortiz and like Paul Konerko and like those players. That was like the last generation of like long-term dominance, like just consecutive seasons of doing what they're supposed to do at a high level.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's, I mean, like whether it's injury or just inconsistency. I mean, like look at Trout. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from his abilities, but injuries have plagued him from being the consistent ball player that he would be.
But it's also like, so the Royals lost Eric Hosmer. They lost.
Not the owner of Hosmer Mountain Sodas.
For you soda
They
fans
lost
out there.
Lorenzo King. So Moustakas doesn't have the backup that he did in years past. So now he's forced to be the 3 or 4 hitter, and he's not. I personally don't think he's going to be able to get the money he wants next year.
Well, I mean, maybe that's why he took the 1-year deal. He's thinking, okay, I'm going to be the guy. If I perform well, I can be the next big money guy. I don't know. That's the only thing that would really.
So do you feel this is kind of just a jumping off point? Like, hey, this is my.
Well,
It's
hold on.
going to make or break his next deal.
Let's hold off on the why he signed the deal. I'm just talking about the deal itself. Like, we'll just is it a good move for Kansas City? Is it a good move for Moustakas?
Good for both. Kansas City lost a lot, and they're just going to suck this year.
All right. Well, what about
this Souls prediction?
what about Cargo signing a 1-year deal with Colorado?
Right now, he's like the 4th outfielder. So to me, it doesn't really make sense in why he would go back there.
I'm surprised he went back.
I feel like Cargo could have played for San Diego or Arizona and be the starting right fielder. I don't want to do.
Well, he's still a fan favorite. I mean, he's the guy now that Tulowitzki's gone. He's been the guy since Tulowitzki's been gone.
Yeah, but he's aging and his production's going down.
Right, but I mean, think about it. You're a guy. I'm pretty sure you've played there your entire career, right?
Most of it.
I mean, so it's like you got.
It's his comfort.
It's his comfort, It's like the whole.
Plus, you hit more home runs there.
That's very true. That nice thin rocky air.
And then Luke Roy.
That was just because the A's needed a stopgap because they have no catcher right now, and the A's just
Well, they had that guy that kneeled for the anthem.
like I said, they don't have a catcher right now.
I just thought of
It's the only
something.
reason people know who he
Now
is.
batting number 34, the catcher, Colin Kaepernick.
A while back, remember we did like where we thought the free agents were going. Were any of us right on anything?
We still have that list.
JD Martinez to the Red Sox. Someone said that.
I think, yeah. But other than that, I think we were wrong on all of them.
Yeah, I think
There's
so.
a good chance.
Well, next show we'll bring.
It's
it
too
in.
hard to predict.
We'll have to find it.
It's in my room. I look at it every day.
I know it was right about
I
Todd
know.
Frazier.
I rub it against my face.
And then I'm assuming this says Lance Lynn.
Yeah, he signed the other day for.
You got atrocious handwriting, kid.
Nah, I was just writing.
What?
I have good handwriting.
Alrighty.
So Lance Lynn earlier in the
writing.
week turned down a 2-year, $20 million contract to sign a 1 year for 12 with the same team. If I was him, I would have just taken the 2 for 20. He ain't gonna get more than that. Team don't want to give up their draft pick in order to sign him for $30 million or more.
I mean, tons of Applebee's, Chili's, they do 2 for 20s, and they're wildly successful.
2 for 22 now at our local Chili's.
Give him the club. Give him the club. So we kind of started talking about with Moustakas. So why are all these players signing on 1 year deals? In my opinion, I kind of agree with what Jeff was leading off with. I think it's a lot of these players that like they're looking for big money and they might be looking for a new team. So they're doing these 1 year deals in hopes that this season is like statistically great for them, best season they've ever had type of thing, to demand the money.
But the thing is, next year that the free agency is so big that teams aren't gonna have the money. They're gonna go after Machado and Harper and Kershaw. They're gonna give them all they can get. So I feel like they're not gonna be able to get the money next year either.
See, for me, I look at Moustakas. Now, Machado's going to be the infielder to get next year, and he's going to almost set that market for next. So
I think Machado's gonna be the player to get.
that's what I mean. He's going to sign.
I think
you know,
Harper I think Harper might leave, but I think Kershaw stays.
Machado's going to sign this big time deal, and Moustakas can
set
almost
the bar.
he can almost piggyback off that and get himself more money. I mean, whatever the teams are going to pay. I mean, there's no shortage of money in baseball.
If I'm Moustakas, I'm going into it next season and be like, I'm not looking to get the biggest contract in free agency. I'm just looking to the team that was the closest to getting Machado but didn't, and then just being like, I'm not so bad.
I'm here.
and say it's a long shot. Say he has a better year. Machado gets hurt. People are still going to pay for Machado. Then Moustakas has the, hey, I had a better season than him. I deserve that money too. So I mean, I could definitely see the 1 year deal being a good choice for some athletes. It could also it's a risk.
He could also
But-
bet like 220.
You know, if you can't make $10 million last, sorry, that's on you. I
And-
could spend it in 2 days.
No, this is not a endorsement. This is just to make souls happy. But we're talking MLB because the season's getting underway very shortly. But it's more important because there's a very big event in Souls' life that happens annually and annually. 17 days away, Souls. Are you excited?
Very excited.
Would you like to tell the listeners what it is?
MLB The Show 2018 will be coming out March 28th.
Which means Kyle's already sparingly rigorous bathing routine will be put on hold for this.
And also when I'm going to call to work, I've been figuring that out too.
You're not going to call out of work, huh?
Yeah, you're not.
You're going to sit on the toilet, and you're going to talk to them. This is how you always call out of work. You pick up the phone and go, do you need me? That's how it always
I'm
starts.
the only closing manager.
And you're tipping your hand right now. What if they're listening? What if you're...
They're not listening.
Well,
Yeah,
how do you know that?
you're really messing yourself up
How do
here.
you know that?
So-
I'll call up.
We had some of the 1 year deals,
No,
but
you
we have
won't.
some other people that are still looking for contracts. So Jake Arrieta and Alex Cobb, where are they going?
Alex Cobb, I have no idea.
That's why he's a sport outsider.
No, it just Cobb is that guy that's like he's 32 already, and nobody wants to give him 3 or 4 years for $40 million. Arrieta, you know, has some value left.
Do you have any kind of, what was like Cobb's line last year? Like just roughly, not...
Well, he came back after the All-Star break, so it was like
Anything.
I think it was like
We'll do.
8 and 6.
He's
with-
30.
All right, so I mean 8 and 6
That's
coming
32.
Is it 30-30?
roughly
30.
8 and 6 after the All-Star break. That's considerable. I mean, you know, some people play an entire year and they'll go 4 and 9. In a full year.
I mean, the Cubs still need a pitcher, so I can see him going there.
Now, I have a question. Like, what happened to Jake Arrieta?
He wants too much damn money.
But he was a premier pitcher in the league, and now
You know what
it
it
seems
was?
like nobody wants him.
I think he shot the body issue on ESPN. And it just really just ruined his confidence.
Look what
I
it
think-
did to Isaiah Thomas.
I think Cobb goes to the Twins and Arrieta goes to the Padres.
Really?
My predictions.
All right.
See, for me, if I'm the Brewers, I sign one of them. I have to. Because they were just a piece away from being a real contender last year. If Arrieta is on his game, he's a dominant pitcher. That's a big question mark. Cobb, who knows?
He's a ground ball pitcher.
He's coming off, Tommy John this year or last year?
Last year.
So, I mean,
Well, something to be
Who
considered.
knows?
Alex Cobb, you said he's 32.
30.
30, sorry. But an older pitcher, you know, he had the surgery. We think that he can like the dry air, especially for his joints. I think Arizona is a perfect location for a guy like that. Do you agree?
I agree. The Phillies need to sign one of those two guys, too.
Well, speaking of Cobb and his former alma mater, what do we think about Tampa Bay going with a 4-man rotation?
Asinine.
It's a bad idea for the regular
Asinine.
season.
They already lost 2 pitchers to Tommy John already.
They're going to lose 3 more at least.
Who was the last team that was doing the 4-man? It was the Pirates, wasn't it? Weren't the
No,
Pirates?
we had a 6-man.
Oh, even better.
You're asking these pitchers to take on a lot more like responsibility, and they're gonna add like 30 more innings to their arms. And it's just like I get it's probably your best option, but just bite the bullet. Maybe the 5th starter will actually do something once in a while.
Bring in anybody.
Yeah.
Bring in anybody.
Anybody is better than
But
nobody.
you think,
we're sitting here talking about 2 free agent pitchers that haven't signed. What?
But not even that. Like the Rays, they're not going anywhere really anytime soon. So if you
See what
have
the kids can
like
do.
why risk their injury? Just bring somebody up.
Yeah, just bring up
Anybody.
Bring up a prospect. See what he can do.
Let him go. I mean,
Find out now.
even if you kind of do like a rotating, bring up a guy for a month, then bring up another. Get people in there. I don't understand why you would risk the injury.
Well, because they
quick.
just signed their pitching coach, Adam Dunn.
Real quick, I just want to interject. If you guys have anything you want to say on pprnradio.net, we have a chat going. Anything we're talking about, you want to mention, or anything we want to talk about, drop us a line.
Do it.
There's a lot of different want to talk abouts in that one sentence.
Want to talk about it? I want to talk about it. You want to talk about it?
Like an Alex Cobb reunion could make sense for Tampa Bay on a 1-year deal,
Yeah.
but it's just like I don't think they would spend the money because they traded Odorizzi for a low-level prospect. Like, why would you to Minnesota? So it's just like you lost 2 top prospects. I know you don't plan for that, but if you know your rotation's thin after those 2 and Archer, why trade them?
I don't think the Players Association is going to really let this slide. I think somebody's going to say something. I just can't see this being something that's accepted in the MLB today with the number of young pitchers that get hurt every year. You look at Syndergaard, sorry, Kendall,
Zach Wheeler.
guys like Strasburg,
Sorry.
pretty much the whole Mets rotation.
Yep.
You just see young guys getting
for
Tommy
Big
John
Sexy.
all the time.
Tommy John has become just it's almost like a rite of passage if
Yeah.
you're a pitcher. It's going to happen. And it starts from when these guys start as kids. You
Yep.
start playing year-round, pitching 3-4 times a week, you blow your arm out. It's going to be around forever.
I think you just get rid of the arms. Start pitching softball style.
Pitch back. Throw it how you want it. Hopefully it comes back the way you want it.
See, let's just eliminate the pitcher altogether, and let's involve like a T-ball rule. But instead of just having it, on the little pedestal for a player to hit, we'll have it kind of like slightly adhese so the ball doesn't fall off of it, and it's built into the ground and it just raises up and down like fast. And you just got to
bring
swing.
a pitching machine out there, throw it on the mound, give it a jersey.
No, just get like a
Isn't that Bartolo Colon?
get like a Claymore machine. So you mentioned in your toast of excellence, Ichiro's back to Seattle on a 1-year deal.
Yeah,
I like it.
And we have thoughts of it being his farewell tour, but who knows? Never know with him. But are you glad he's in Seattle? If it is his final year,
Yeah, it's where he all started. I didn't think it makes the most sense for him to end there. They're probably not going to do anything because they never do. But
well, he won't start either.
nah, he's like the 4th or 5th option.
But it's going to be a treat for the fans
he's not
when
a
he gets in the
starter
home games.
anymore. But I mean, when they call his number, he's gonna make contact. That's just how he does it, or hit home runs.
Yeah. We witnessed one live.
Fan attendance too. I mean,
Oh,
if I lived in
absolutely.
Seattle, I'll buy a ticket to the game and chance to see Ichiro. The guy's got motorcycles and cars named after him.
That's true. Between him and probably Hideki Matsui and like Daisuke, they brought over such an international fan base.
It'd be incredible if when Ichiro's done this year, he goes back to Japan and plays more.
Which
Yeah,
will
we're
probably
talking
happen.
his career.
10,000 total hits.
Ichiro's just sitting there like, we don't know it, but like he's just been like, yeah, okay. Like he goes to Japan. He's like, I'll do some pitching or whatever. Has this like hidden gem of an arm, pitches for 15 years.
Definitely a knuckleballer, I bet.
Playing in his late 60s.
Nah, he's gonna have the meanest palm ball.
He
we've
wants to
ever
play
seen.
into his 50s, but it's just like major league teams aren't going to keep signing him.
I mean, Julio Franco stuck
Here's
around.
the thing: if he keeps getting hits, teams will sign him. If he keeps producing, they'll let him play. He's not going to be an
Sells
everyday
jerseys.
player, but if you have a reliable pinch hitter that you know, hey, 4 out of 10 times he's going to get you the hit you need.
Does anybody know roughly what the league minimum is for MLB?
I think it's
I think it's like Cracker Jacks.
750K maybe.
I think that's what it is.
So, I mean, if Ichiro doesn't care about the money,
That's
You're
right.
it's
The-
for,
you're
Which
the
he
major
doesn't.
money.
He eats rice. That's like 6
So-
years of food for him.
As long as he's producing, there will always be a team that wants him in there. Just imagine you have him to now. He can mentor the young guys. He doesn't have to play the outfield. He could just be a pinch hitter. Contending teams would be fighting over him.
And if D. Gordon sucks in center, just put him in center.
think he still has that step to play center?
No, but you don't know what D. Gordon's going to do. It's the first time ever playing in the outfield.
I trust him. He's a baseball player.
Yeah, but
He's versatile.
He's fast. He'll be fine.
see him making a lot of mistakes.
I make a lot of
I mean,
mistakes.
center field mainly is going to be most of your errors anyway, because those are the guys that have to cover the most ground, and they have to dive all the time.
He's got the speed for it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if
As long as he doesn't overcommit.
If he takes the right routes and stuff.
That's what
I
I
don't
say.
know.
If he,
We're
he-
talking about an MLB player, though. He's probably trained insane amounts or done nothing, but who knows?
One or the
Just
other.
for to try to running the balls down, figuring out the routes. I mean, once he does that, he's fast enough to be a really good center fielder.
And also, Safeco Field is pretty big. So it's a lot more ground than, he would have to do.
And he's a lot quicker than a lot of the guys in the league.
No, I agree. It could
Good,
work.
good.
So, I'm talking about, we love to do our way too early stuff and all that. Now, we're not going to get into that just yet, but
Reds and 6. Best jerseys in the game.
what team that didn't make the playoffs last year has the best chance to this year? Mark Sheen?
Seattle.
Seattle.
Why?
Souls is like, he said Seattle. I could see the foam just coming out of Kyle's mouth. He's just like,
'Cause-
I am ready to just go ape
Well,
shit.
no, because to me, I don't think Seattle has a horrible roster. They just never can get it together. I can see them making the playoffs.
They need Felix to be back to Felix form in order for them to make the playoffs. Right now, their pitching's very weak.
Their lineup's not looking bad, though.
Nah, but if you
Not at
get, it's kind of like you can score 10 runs, but your pitching's gonna give up 11. Can't really do much more offensively,
Yeah.
and their bullpen's not very good either.
There's always the bullpen though. There's always 8 relievers that I've never heard of that come out of nowhere for each team. So I mean, that's kind of who knows. Hopefully, they get a good prospect or two up.
And I can't even think of the closer in Seattle right now.
Ichiro.
I think it's John Axford. John Axford's still around.
No, he's not there. He actually just signed a minor league contract. Can't remember where.
I loved. Go look up a picture of John Axford. One of the best mustaches you'll ever see.
It was a pleasure having him on the Pirates for about half a season.
Longtime Brewer, right? He most of his career with Milwaukee.
The good part of his career.
The good part of his career. There's a lot of gray area in there.
He went to the A's, sucked.
You know.
Oakland does.
Kyle, who's making the playoffs?
I think the Angels do. I just think if Mike Trout stays healthy,
Big if.
Hey.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
Harper over Trout.
excuse me.
Give it a few years.
Okay.
Excuse me?
They brought in Ian Kinsler, who could solidify their leadoff spot, which they were terrible at last year. And I think the leadoff hitter and second baseman batted like 220 for them last year. Pujols is going to DH. I don't know how Ohtani's bat's going to be, so that's a big if.
Heard a lot of people saying it's not good here.
Yeah.
He's
lot
just got to get used to
Where
it.
where is he going to play?
DH.
He's going to play the field.
No,
He's not going to
Pujols
pitch.
is the DH.
I think he'll play first.
He's not.
If he,
No.
Yeah.
I don't think Pujols can play first
He's
anymore.
DH.
Okay, he'll play for sometimes this year.
All right.
Oh,
so
I'm sure he'll get in there, but
Out of necessity.
Mariners, Angels, J-Mart,
The Mets.
Mets,
The Amazons,
the Metropolitans.
Metropolitans.
Kendall, do you agree?
I don't know if I agree. I just feel the Mets are kind of. I'd like to do a segment on the Mets.
I'm just looking division-wise.
Well, we'll get to the Mets later. Don't worry.
All right. I think St. Louis makes it.
Ugh.
I feel they always find a way. It's just sometimes they have an off year, sometimes two. But then some pitching prospect comes out of nowhere, puts together 9 wins for him, and it's enough. Souls, you looking at me like I
No,
got
I
two
agree.
Mets.
I agree.
I despise everything about that.
All right.
Being a Pirates fan, I understand. But you've seen it. You've seen it firsthand.
Oh, yes.
They could be in third, in
They could ruin
in
your
August.
dreams in a wild card game.
How about you, Paul?
Well, before I say mine, we're also going to do our way too early World Series prediction right after this. So I'm going to segue both of those together. So my answer to the team making the playoffs, none of them. I think it's going to be the exact same teams in the postseason this year.
That's
it's gonna
bold.
It's going to be the exact same teams, and it's going to be the Dodgers beating the Yankees in 4.
Wow, you got them sweeping.
Sweeping.
You guys getting swept.
Now, I have the same World Series, but I have the Yankees winning in 6.
Souls?
I'm going to say Houston and LA back up to back.
Back up to back, okay.
And Houston wins again in 7.
They're going to back up to back champions, the back up to back World Series.
Correct.
Nice.
Mundo.
Why don't you take some Canadian back up to club? J-Mart?
Yeah, Yankees over Nationals.
Ooh. And then they sign Harper next year.
And the ultimate heel
they
turn.
won't, they won't sign until he's over 30.
Tell you, Mike Trout to the Yankees at the age of 37. 5 years, $100 million. I'm going to say it forever.
Red Baron? Meow.
Cleveland makes it back again to beat the Mets again. Mets losing again.
In 7.
All right. Rebecca, I'd like to hear your World Series prediction, but you can't pick the Yankees.
Rangers
I like this
versus Cardinals.
Bruins.
Rangers, Cardinals.
one. Good for her. At least she got an AL and an NL team.
I know baseball.
So
Rangers-
Match a
who's
couple
winning?
years ago, right?
Tim Lincecum's going to have one hell of a year.
Who's winning?
Rangers
We're
are-
all
And who's-
baseball
Rangers in 6?
fans.
Rangers in
10.
5.
Couple overtimes in there.
I hope she wins. If she wins, there's going to be a video
We retire.
of... No, there's a video of us doing a Jaeger pint chug-off. All of us have a pint, and you can't stop till it's done, or you get kicked in the balls.
And you get me donuts.
And we get her donuts.
All right, I'm just saying.
Turn that mic off.
Anybody else really excited for Tim Lincecum to come back?
No.
No,
I
Yes.
not particularly.
He was doing 93, 94.
He's going to come back and get hurt again.
We don't know that.
We
yeah,
do,
we do.
because
Let's
it
have
already
some
happened.
optimism here, all right?
But it already happened. He
wa-
came back and got hurt.
Wasn't he
He
trying
was
to
an
come back
angel,
last
right?
year?
What?
What happened last year?
He didn't play.
Okay. He's not going to do anything this year.
Well, you got a major
Well,
league contract
Speaking of baseball, though, we got to...
Lastings Millage had major league
for
contract.
like 2 years.
Well, speaking for baseball, we've got a real good treat hopefully coming to the Red Baron soon. So, in the liquor store, right when you walk in, there's this wall, and they post Budweiser signs, and it's the stadiums for the local teams. And so, in the fall time, they have the Giants, the Jets, and the Patriots stadiums. And then in the spring and summer, they've got baseball. The Mets, the Yankees, and the Red Sox. So I need to get the Mets one for Kettle this year. I always try to get it for us, like the Giants or whatever, just to have them. But they always get thrown away when I'm not working. So this year I've made a huge point about getting the Mets one because it's got Citi Field, and it's got the players running out, to start warming up, and then on the jumbotron, just a humongous fucking image of Bartolo Colon. And there's just I want
my
it
God.
so bad, and it just says Budweiser, King of Beers, right in center field.
I'd bring that with
Is
me
Johan
everywhere.
Santana on crutches anywhere?
I don't know. I have to look. I have to take a good peek.
He's going to be the next pitcher to come back to be a closer.
I know Bartolo's also in Texas, so he could have a big year if they make it.
Hey, the Lincecum Cologne connection.
What would you do if Bartolo Colon was the starting pitcher in one of the World Series games for the Rangers and threw a 9-inning, complete game,
Just imagine how
But they-
sweaty you would be.
and they won 10-8?
Did he at least hit a home run?
He hit a home run, but he also didn't give up a single hit in an 8-run scoring affair.
That
That's a
would be
lot of
ridiculous.
walks and errors.
The mess ups.
Bad fielding.
Be a long game.
You know, Texas could be fun this year, just for the people that are on their team.
Yeah, not as dry as Arizona though.
No.
Not as dry.
It's much easier to play there. It's a dry heat.
Well, so we talked about you wanted to talk about the Mets, so you're gonna get your opportunity shortly. So Souls was nice enough to jot down a couple teams for talk about expectations, but of course we got to talk about our own teams. So we'll kind of go like a little round robin-y type of thing. So we'll start with our teams. Mark Sheen, what are the expectations for the Yankees?
The expectations for the Yankees this year are through the roof. Because you think last year they weren't supposed to do anything, made the playoffs. They were a game away from the World Series. They brought in Stanton. They're anything short of them going to the World Series is going to be a disappointing season.
You sound like you're right for the website.
Really, I mean, last year everyone figured, all right, they might make a wild card team, maybe, and they were a wild card team, but no one expected them to make the playoffs, and they lost in Game 7 of the championship series.
That's what I said. It was the quickest rebuild I've ever
Yeah.
seen in my life.
The expectation is through the roof.
Yeah,
this
well,
year.
I mean, when you have $2.8 billion to spend on players,
It
it's not that
definitely
hard.
helps.
Anything short of World Series is going to be a disappointment this year.
All right. I think this is going to be the most intriguing of the five. What are the Pirates' expectations?
The Pirates are going to be a huge question mark. There's pretty much nothing going on with the front office. Everything's bad. You got players. Basically, here's what the front office said: we want to build a team to compete. I don't like hearing that, especially as a fan. The players have mentioned they don't like hearing it. That's why Garrett Cole's gone. You want to hear, we want to go out there and we want to win games. Like, what are we doing right now?
Playing to compete means, like, essentially, like, I mean, like, I know the MLB is a little different in terms of draft and all that stuff, but, like, it's like if you were an NFL team, it's like, we want to go out there and we want to be a team that's going to finish around 8-8. So we don't want a good draft pick, but we also don't want to make the playoffs.
That's spot on, because, I mean, we've been in the playoffs a few years ago. We had a roster that was pretty good. And, yeah, we get rid of McCutchen, we get rid of Cole, so you're thinking, okay, rebuild. And then we go and get, Corey Dickerson, and we don't really rebuild fully. I want to know what the hell's going on with the ownership.
It doesn't look like they committed to it. They wanted to rebuild and then kind of pumped the brakes and said, wait, let's not do this.
I just feel like they got younger in different areas.
They have a decent core to build around. I'm not sure why they wasted the last 5 years. We were always that one pitcher away, one hitter away from being closed. I'm actually glad McCutchen got out. It sucks, but
Where did he end up going? I don't remember.
San Francisco. So I mean, it's a good fit for him. And Garrett Cole's on the Astros. So I mean,
But I like the
good
Garrett
fit
Cole
too.
trade because
but that's what I mean. Why not commit to the rebuild? We've done it before. Let's do it right.
Because you have a lot of young guys that are still there. Like Marte's still young, Polanco's still young.
So build around them.
Well, that's what they're trying to do. That's why they brought
Kyle, we
in.
need you to talk to the microphone.
Shut your mouth. Well, because they brought in Kyle Moran, who's a third baseman, which they need because Quo is probably
He's
jail.
not ready.
We literally gave you a microphone that can pivot in every direction, and you're still finding
You
a way to
still
not
get
talk
around
about
it.
Whatever. I kind of like the moves that they made. I like the
Yeah,
people they
but
got back.
But my issue with it is you're not committing to if you're going to rebuild, Starling Marte's not there.
This would be a good debate. I'd like to see the two of them, Kendall and Jeff, talk about what's more heartbreaking: losing the World Series at home, or the back-to-back wild card game losses. Be a good.
I'll be fair. The Pirates played some pretty good pitchers, though. Bumgarner was on his game.
No, I know, but
I mean,
it's still heartbreaking. It
Pirates-
doesn't
The
matter.
Pirates and Mets have very similar, past 10-year backgrounds.
Yeah, I'd still give it to losing at home. That I saw the
Yeah, it was-
reaction
it was
on your
rough.
end.
Well, you were lucky though, because the Red Baron was lucky because bad things. They always say bad things happen in threes. The Red Baron had all three of his happen within like an hour. Because that was the day we went to the Steelers game in Pittsburgh. They lost on pretty much like a walk-off touchdown almost by A.J. Green. Then that proceeded to cause him to lose in fantasy football for the week. And then we went back to the hotel room and we watched the Mets lose the World Series.
Let's not forget about Le'Veon Bell getting hurt for the year of that game.
That didn't matter, Kyle.
That's just an added insult. That was like one more kick in the nads.
The Bell injury wouldn't have been a bad thing if you guys had won, but you lost. And there's
It's
just
a bad thing down the road.
nah.
Well, when he's
Jones,
playing for
running
the
back.
Browns, it's not going to matter, Kyle.
I'm probably gonna punch you in the face.
All right, so Mets. What are the expectations?
As a fan, very high. But the Mets have made it very clear that they're
How many home runs are the Mets going to hit this year?
a lot.
How many
Granted,
strikeouts are there going to be this year?
a lot. So the Mets have made it clear that, hey, we're going to try to hit home runs, and that's how we're going to score our runs with Gonzalez and Jay Bruce and Cespedes. The biggest
Hey,
problem
don't
every
forget
year,
about Todd Frazier.
Todd Frazier, is injury. No one can stay healthy. And who do you blame? The trainers? The players not stretching? What do you do?
No, when I get
those
to talk
street-side hot
to
dogs.
when I get to talk to the Chicago Bears front office about injuries, I'll let you know what they
Well,
think
yeah,
the problem is.
Yeah, they have to be the same people, I'm sure.
Well, wasn't that happening? They were talking about the Mets trainers last year, saying like they don't know what's happening. Like all their pitchers are getting hurt.
Yeah, they're witch doctors. That's why. All right, I'm going to shake this stick over your leg 3 times, and then I'm going to punch you in the balls. If you're not better, then it's like God's plan.
After the game, like, yeah, go take a garlic bath for a few minutes, and then you'll be fine.
Oh, what happened to you? Like, oh, I think I tore my ACL, my meniscus, my MCL, and my hamstring. Here's 2 aspirin. Call me in the morning.
Yeah. Ice it.
Did you worship the bat before the game today? It just, if the pitching could stay healthy, if the players, the fielders could stay healthy, the Mets will be a second-place NL team. I think the Nationals are still the team to beat there. They won't win anything, but they're going to win the division. But I'm hoping we can have just a year of healthy Mets, and I think there's a lot of exciting things to come. Sorry, I'm long-winded.
Phillies, expectations.
75 to 80 wins.
Okay.
We don't have.
That's why I love Souls. Just straight to the point.
We don't. We have a. I
So
think-
like a slightly sub 500 season.
Yeah, I think we have a better offense. More people are willing to take walks now, which is a big deal to get on base. Our pitching still sucks really bad. We have Aaron Nola and then a bunch of 5s. So that's gonna. They're just not
But at
gonna.
least you have a 5-man rotation. So you're one up on the race.
And our bullpen's average. I just feel we're gonna have to score a lot of runs, and I don't think that's gonna happen all the time. So
So 50-60.
no,
Yes.
75 to 80.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
White Sox.
The whole season is going to be based off in-team scouting. What players are worth re-signing and what players are worth calling up. They just had 2 major injuries to huge prospects. One for the season and one for, I think it was
10 weeks.
10 weeks, yep. Torn Achilles and a thumb issue. So, not that was going to make or break our season. It's not like we were going to, be the division winners because of those guys. Like, there's still a lot to go. I think it's in-team scouting this season. I don't think there's any expectations as to wins. I think it's the same result, whether we win 10 games or 90 games. I really don't think it's going to matter to the organization. I think it's about figuring out what prospects need to come up and are going to make a difference, which players on the team, the veterans, are going to make a big deal moving forward, and off-season issues that need to be addressed through free agency and the draft and all that stuff. I think they're really excited about Kopech coming up. I mean, he's starting in the minors, but the guy's threw pretty well, and he's showing that he's not just a heater kind of guy. He's got a lot of stuff to give the team. I think they're excited about the youth, but I think it's right now it's about who we're going to keep for the future and who's expendable.
And they brought in Wellington Castillo, which surprised pretty much all of us.
Yeah.
Not me. I called it 2004. Look it up. Look at my Twitter feed. It said at
2004.
It said at the real W Castillo. You're gonna join the White Sox, 2018.
I actually think I retweeted that.
He did, because right after that he retweeted some Johnny Cash lyrics.
Paul's Twitter handle was at the real first guy on Twitter.
No, that was my second handle. The first handle was at Twitter sucks.
That's right. You canceled your first one before.
All right, so then we did our teams. We'll do a quick one around the horn about contender teams. So, Souls, what are the Astros' expectations?
I think it's just like the Yankees. If they don't make it to the World Series, it's kind of a bust season. They're very strong across the board. They added Garrett Cole to make the rotation a little more depth with Verlander and Keuchel. Their bullpen, they didn't really add much, which is a big deal because their bullpen struggled hard in the World Series. But I feel like their offense has what it takes to get them back there.
See, I like that answer because now we've already set up pretty much heartbreak season for one team. We got 2 AL teams, and it's If they
Well,
don't make it, it's a
The
bust.
other thing with the Astros, a lot of their guys are set to hit free agency. I think it's after this season, right?
I don't think it's after this season, but it's very soon.
I know it's because like Altuve,
They're in win now.
Carrera,
for sure.
Keuchel, they're all coming up.
I think
And those-
Keuchel's a
Win
free
again now.
Yeah, I think Altuve too. And they're both Scott Boras clients, so
That guy.
get ready to.
They won't be signed until late March.
Oh no, Altuve will get scooped up. Teams will give him whatever he wants.
White Sox. Dodgers. Red Baron. Mirror.
Not going to go as deep into. I think they'll be a playoff team, but they won't go nearly as deep as they did. I think they're going to be a one and done this year. I think it's kind of like a hey, we did really well, and
They're old.
they're old, like you said, and Kershaw he's doomed. I don't know why. He's got like that Peyton Manning thing going on for him. Just can't win, and
Well, last year he pitched really well in the postseason.
Yeah, he was
I know, but I mean,
It's
you
just,
Darvish.
Yeah.
now he's in Chicago, hanging out.
That's fine. Keep him there.
Machine. Twins.
Twins, I think they'll be a playoff team again. I don't think their expectation is going to be, at least not yet, a deep playoff run, but I think they'll be in the postseason.
They're heading in
They
the
may
right
take the
direction.
division,
They added some pretty good pieces.
but they'll definitely be a contending team.
J-Mart. Red Sox.
That's it all comes down to their pitching. They on paper they have a great rotation. They're gonna have to compete with the Yankees and the Astros. It's gonna be tough. They have a lot of young pieces. It's gonna come down to pitching and JD Martinez. Can he be the answer for them? Personally, I don't really know.
It's
mean-
tough. They were missing that power bat so much
Yeah.
last year.
When they lost Ortiz, I mean that was a big blow. They didn't really fill that gap.
If Martinez was there last year with his, 45, 49 home runs,
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
it was, the Red Sox were probably in the World Series. They were good. They just didn't have that spark offensively. And it showed with, like, Betts and even, like, Benintendi. They weren't able to produce as much.
Well, I think the Yankees-Red Sox rivalry will start back up soon. I hope so, at least.
It should.
You got two youngish teams.
That are both good.
Yeah.
And they said that the baseball is at the best when the Yankees are hated.
Well, yeah, because, the Yankees will always be that team because they spend money like no other team does. There's no denying that. When the Yankees decide, you know what, we're going to sign everybody, luxury tax doesn't matter. Which that's why it's kind of stupid, really. If you want teams to be underneath that number, penalize them harder. Teams like the Yankees will just write the check to get it out of there.
Yeah.
But, when a lot of people hate the Yankees.
And Paul, what about the Washington Nationals?
Make it to the NLCS. Expectations. Make it to the NLCS. Don't got to make it to the World Series.
Just
But
get out of the first round.
Just prove that you can do something in the playoffs. It's a dooming reality for any team that plays in Washington D.C. and it's terrible. Right now it's the Capitals and the Nationals, but the Wizards really aren't too far off of that. The Wizards have never really been able to make a splash in the
they
NBA
always
playoffs.
get knocked out
Right.
right away too.
The Capitals are always the powerhouse team that make the NHL playoffs, and they always get swept under the rug first or second round. Last year they went 7 games with the Maple Leafs, and a team that had almost no business being in the playoffs in the beginning of the season. They come in and they play the number one powerhouse team, and they take them to 7 games, and the Nationals are the same way. They just can't get it done in the first round. They always get the wild card bye out of the way, and then they just shit the bed.
They have the talent to do it.
Well, they do, but they just won't. So the expectations for them, make it to the NLCS. I'm a believer, much like I am for the Capitals. I think if the Nationals can make it to the NLCS, I think that their chances of winning the World Series skyrocket through the roof before they even play any games in the NLCS. I think if they can get through that first round and gain some momentum, I think it makes a big difference. Because chances are they're going to have home field advantage. They're always they're always in the top 2 teams in the NL, and then they just shit the bed when the playoffs come.
There's no reason they shouldn't win that division.
Plus, just imagine the amount of money, the amount of fucking dough that Harper is going to be able to demand if they win the World Series.
And
this year.
Scherzer.
Yeah, fuck him.
He's also a free agent next year.
Yeah, but fuck him. He's going to the Phillies.
Maybe.
Of course.
always maybe.
Hey, They need
You can
pitching.
file.
Dude,
You
who
can file,
knows? They're gonna have
make
so
sure you
much
follow
money,
Kyle on
like-
his newest Twitter handle at Sports Free Agents. He'll just talk about why every free agent will be going to one of his teams.
Not true.
Yeah, it's kind of true.
Logan Morrison wasn't going to Philadelphia.
Oh my god.
Could you see him there?
No.
You know,
I was waiting for him to say, oh,
we're a
kind of.
prestigious sports show. We shouldn't be talking about Lomo. He's gonna tweet at us now.
He's in Minnesota.
Twitter beef.
It's a legendary Twitter.
Twitter beef. We're still waiting on Maxine to get one of those going.
Yeah, we've been trying.
All right, let's
trying to
start
get
tweet storming Logan Morrison. He will respond. I
Three-way-
guarantee it. He's
Going
so
for
good on
Kevin
Twitter.
Nash.
No,
he
I
might
was-
not respond.
I want a three-way Twitter beef between Zdeno Chara, Jimmy Fallon, and the Red Baron. Here.
Start the beef, then like back my way out of it. Too.
The second he comes at us, I'm gonna say, "Oh, I'm just kidding. You're awesome, dude."
Got all your stuff.
I
To
totally
Jimmy
have
Fallon,
your
right?
jersey.
To Jimmy Fallon, yeah.
I got all your bobbleheads.
I got a mug I bought online.
So real quick, so pretty much more or less wraps up the MLB. I mean, we still have some time, and it's a long season.
Yeah.
But this is more of a fun question. I was just curious. I was thinking about this the other day. So let's just pick any team you want in the MLB. It doesn't matter, except for the White Sox because they have amazing concessions. I mean, I haven't been to all the ballparks, but their concessions are fantastic. Do you think an MLB team, the stadium itself, would be successful if they canned all the concessions in the stadium and replaced them with fast food chains? Do you think concessions would be better or worse?
Better. And well, do you mean just like for sales or like for people like stuff they want to eat? Because if it was just fast food chains, people just like, oh, all right, I'll just get McNuggets and deal with it.
Well, so let's
Get a Happy Meal for
It
the
would be a
kids.
damn crime.
We'll set up a little bit of the parameter for it. So it's going to be the fast food chains with no regular concessions. There'll still be beer, like beer vendors, but no more like no hot dogs because there's no real fast food place that
Right.
sells a hot dog, at least not worth getting.
Then don't bring that to baseball. Keep
Keep
that out of baseball.
Get
Well,
that the hell out of
Well,
here.
I understand, but I'm saying in terms of we're talking in terms of sales. Do you think it would be successful?
No.
And there obviously will be a slight markup on the items because it's a stadium. So let's say instead of a $5 20-piece McNuggets, we'll say it's $7.50.
It's like how it is when you go to a rest stop on the highway. There's no the deals they advertise, not at the rest stop. Those don't exist. Everything you said is marked
Well,
up.
let me tell you, in Florida, because there's truck stops everywhere. In Florida, if you hit a McDonald's at a truck stop, there's no dollar menu, no 1, 2, 3 menu, no let me
yeah.
get a McPick 2, none of that bullshit.
You're paying what we charge.
You get
McPick
it's
12.
It's items. It's meals 1 through 6, and that's pretty much it. You better be ready to eat a Big Mac or some form of a quarter pounder with cheese, and that's it. If you want chicken, there's some down the street. Go kill one and eat it. And then there's the truck stops that have the places in Florida that they have a buffet. It's like, okay, you go down the line. I'll take onion rings, no French fries, no tater tots. I'll take some chicken tenders. You can keep the brisket. I'll take some tripe. I'll take a little bit of that mushroom marsala shrimp. I'll try some frog's legs, and we'll skip the beef liver.
Tripe.
I'm thinking in my head here. The only way I think people would be okay, because there's stuff you can get at games that you don't, not that you can't get it anywhere else, but there's like staples, especially in baseball.
Why would you buy office supplies?
Well, hold on. So the only way I could see it
Some
working,
jokes are just worth it.
the only way I could see it working is if they say, okay, we'll bring in like McDonald's and say Domino's. So you have different options. If it
No.
ends up lowering ticket prices, because now you have a huge corporate sponsor, if it lowers ticket prices, people may not be
Well, then
too
we're talking
upset.
the wrong sport for the concessions because I don't think baseball tickets prices need to really go down that much.
No, they're like $40 a ticket
Well, for bad teams like the Phillies.
for all teams.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. When I went to Chicago for the week, I bought a week's worth of White Sox tickets for $12 a ticket.
Yeah, see, I don't get that luxury as a Yankees fan.
Yeah, well, fucking that's because your team's a bunch of prima donnas.
Like we went to Pittsburgh last year. Each ticket was like $40 a ticket.
Yeah, because they're not good either.
Yeah, I didn't know about
Yeah,
that.
and we sat real close. We almost caught a bat. I scooped up some
We
dirt
caught
for
a
Jeff.
buzz, though, am I right?
Oh my god, we drank so
Hell
much.
yeah. Hell yeah, we did.
The story is pretty quick. They have this beer called Icy Light.
It's gross.
It's not.
Hey.
It's one of those beers. Out of a can, it's like Bud Light bad, but on draft it was so much
Yeah.
better.
I mean, if you
I've
haven't-
never had a beer that on draft it's like going for like Bud Light out of a can, and then you're drinking like almost like a craft lager, which is like it's not craft lager is unimpressive. It's just a okay quality lager that's overpriced, But that's what it was. It went from Bud Light to that.
It's the Rolling Rock of the Eastern Midwest.
But it was so good, and
Just fit perfectly on that
so
field.
they come in pirate logo cups. So our plan was to get J-Mart a set of beer pong cups.
I told this story yesterday to somebody.
We tried to get him a set of beer pong cups, and so
But we didn't try.
now, as you could imagine,
did.
probably from Souls' experiences on the show, if you've seen him on the live feed last week, not a good drinker.
Thumbs
So-
up by souls.
Yep. So it was the Red Baron, J-Mart, and I carrying the weight, and we were averaging at least a beer an inning. And it got to the point where the concessionist was asking us, like, these aren't all for you guys, right? No, we're getting them for the friends in the row, and we're drinking them all. It was just terrible. And it was so bad because it was like, it had to have been like 85 degrees, 90 degrees out.
It was hot.
Yeah.
It was hot.
Direct
No
sunlight.
wind in the direct
No
sunlight.
shade.
Just slammed off our asses. Just because we had all gotten like a 25-ounce can beforehand, and then we drank in the hotel before we
Yeah,
left.
we got an IPA before we
Yeah,
started all the-
it was
And we all went to bed at 5 o'clock.
with sunburn everywhere. I woke up and my face felt like I was sitting in a sauna.
You guys did some EMT work that day, too. You remember that?
Oh my God! Remember that? You and I, we were gonna go get beers, and this woman collapsed
yeah,
in the
yeah,
line.
the woman-
That was the lady in the row behind us.
The best
Yeah.
part was I kneel down to try to see if I can help, and I'm sitting there, Kendall with 2 full beers in his hand, but the full beers are inside of like the 30 empty cups we already have, and Kendall's sitting there like, hold her head up, and I'm just sitting there like, okay, I got this.
I'm gonna pour this beer in her mouth.
She's thirsty. She's thirsty.
We're gonna take a break real quick, but before that, make sure you follow us on all social media. We're gonna do it twice today because we missed it last week.
Yeah. Find us on Facebook and Instagram at Getting Sports with Drunk. Second hour is going to be on Facebook Live, so head over to that.
Either on PPRN or ours, we're gonna try to work that
Yeah,
out.
we're gonna figure
Maxine
it
will
out.
share the link.
We're all going to share the link. I'm going to force Jeff to share something.
All right.
I'll share something with you.
Find us on Twitter at GSWD_4.
Make sure to use the hashtag GSWD for all your daily uses, whether it's helping an incapacitated woman at a Pirates game or fucking souls in the ass.
And get us on Podbean and iTunes.
Welcome back to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler, and I'm joined by assholes everywhere.
Same people.
Same people. Maxine Washable. So, we hope you enjoyed the MLB talk, but we're going to have a little bit more fun now. Not that the MLB talk isn't fun. I know Souls was dripping at the labia for it. But we're here to talk fun things now.
Go to Facebook Live.
Yeah,
We're
Facebook
live.
We're live on Facebook Live. I think, did Maxine share the...
I shared it.
Shared it?
So
All right.
everyone else go and share it.
We'll all
Kyle,
share it
right now.
Jeff.
We'll all share it.
PPRNs right now.
We'll all share
I
it.
texted Peter. He's gonna show me how to change it.
Yeah, Peter just told us that we're racist for not having any Portuguese people on.
Listen,
Hey, I am 1,000th -% Portuguese. But yeah, so we did this this fun topic I thought of the other day. It'd just be interesting with the NBA season, not wrapping up, but getting ready to wrap up. Playoff pictures coming a little bit more into sorts and all that stuff. So we're gonna do a starting 5 around the horn, and we'll discuss them, we'll debate them, whatever the case might be. There's no draft thing just because it'd take too long, but so I want to know what everybody's starting 5 is. The parameters were 2 superstars, 2 role player type players, and 1 average guy. A guy that's just, he can start, but it's just, somebody that's not relied upon on the team. When a player says his team, we'll do a group vote. I know Maxine and the Red Baron aren't as apt into basketball as the rest of us are, but
says you.
we'll do a vote. There's 4 of us voting. If it's got to be majority, so 3-1. If we vote that someone is or isn't a superstar, whatever the case, if we disagree with something, it's got to be a 3-1 vote, and then you'll change it on the fly type of thing. So my real question to start this all off is, who wants to go first?
Jeff.
All right.
So Kyle's going to go first.
All right. So Kendall, you can go ahead and go first, Red
I can
Baron.
go first. Hey, Mark, why don't you put your microphone on the other side so you see your beautiful face? Look at that.
Oh, you're so fat.
That wasn't nice.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
All right. At point guard, Langston Galloway.
Oh, boy.
Now, I don't know what's wrong with Langston Galloway.
A lot.
I tend to like him very much. My power forward is Anthony Davis. My center is Steven Adams. My shooting guard is Otto Porter. and my super friend is LeBron James.
Who is it?
LeBron James.
All right.
Best team. You guys don't even bother. Are you kidding? Langston Galloway?
Do you want to tell him about the shooting guard, or do you want me
Now,
to?
wait a minute. I went on NBA.com, and I checked these guys. So don't tell me that these guys are playing out of position.
It's okay either way. All right. It's Otto Porter.
And Langston Galloway, so back off.
Yeah.
Kyle, your team?
Mock your team.
Well, do we want to discuss Kendall's team first, or do we want to wait till the end?
We already discussed it.
We discussed how great it was, as far as I remember.
All right, Maksheen.
All right, my team.
Maksheen's a little bit position ignorant, so this might.
Ignored it almost completely.
I'm having a feeling this is going to go at the 1, Anthony Davis. At the
it
2,
almost.
DeMarcus Cousins. No. At the 5, Russell Westbrook.
I have Anthony Davis, James Harden, Drew Holiday, Kyle Korver, and Omar Asik. Asik, whatever. Needed my guy.
Who said it at the same time as me?
I did.
All right. We're both doing a shot of private stock.
I thought we were toasting. Yeah, this stuff's... Oh, man.
It's rough.
And I drink Graves.
Mountain medicine.
Mountain medicine.
All right. So, say it one more time again. Sorry.
Anthony Davis,
Yep.
James Harden, Drew Holiday, Kyle Korver, Omar Asik.
So do you have Kyle Korver playing the 4?
Sure. Yes.
Oh, boy.
I don't know, Kyle.
They're going to eat him alive.
That's just the order
How
the
would you
guys
play
were
the
listed.
4? You said Davis and a Sheik, correct?
Well,
Yeah.
he had him 4. That's why I said it.
No,
He was just number 4 on the list.
So here's my argument with the team, and this is the argument I didn't think I was going to have today, is you actually you picked 2 average guys, not 2 role players.
Sorry.
Because I don't know, you guys can disagree with me if you want, but I consider Korver to be an average guy.
Yeah.
He's a
He's
3-point
a
shooter, and that's it.
one-dimensional player.
He's not a defensive player. He doesn't contribute anything outside of the arc. I mean, he can drive if he's open, but he's not going to create his own lane. He's there to take the pressure off everybody else by jacking up threes. He's an average player, and
Well, that's why I
Omar
wanted-
Asik is anything but average. He's
I needed my guy.
below average.
Boo.
What was that for?
Omar Sheik.
Oh, I thought you were booing me.
Needed my guy.
I mean, realistically, Mock could have just picked the Pelicans starting lineup.
Yeah, he just made a couple trades. That's all.
Yeah, really. All right. Souls, you want to go next?
Sure.
All right. So in my top 5. No,
Nice.
go ahead, Souls.
So I have Steph Curry,
Simmons. Oh,
J.J. Redick, Harrison Barnes,
Harrison Ford.
Anthony Davis, and Steven Adams.
Harrison Ford was in Middletown the other day.
We were
He
talking
ate
about
He
that.
ate at the Historical Works Diner. All right. So you got Steph Curry, J.J. Redick.
Harrison Barnes,
Yep.
Anthony Davis, and Steven Adams.
Okay. So who's your average guy? J.J. Redick?
Him or Barnes?
Barnes. What?
I think Barnes.
He's only
would be-
good on the Mavericks.
I think
He's
Barnes
a
is more of a role
yeah.
player.
You don't have an average guy.
I agree. I think JJ. I mean, I don't disagree with the team in terms of the parameters. I think JJ Redick is average. I think he's much like a Korver. I mean,
See, I
he
give
was a
him a-
little more playmaker
Yeah.
based for the Clippers, but in terms of the Sixers, he's just he's the perfect guy to miss a wide open 3 against the Heat.
Can we not talk about that?
Yeah, we can talk about it right now.
You're right. He is average.
Hey, the Heat are on a fucking tear.
Yeah. So are the Pelicans.
Wade got hurt though.
Go Pelicans.
Sad. Jammer.
All right, I have James Harden, Marcus Smart, LeBron James, Ryan Anderson, and Steven Adams.
Steven Adams, the popular dude here. I like this.
He's
He's the
just-
perfect center because centers are either terrible or the superstar. Steven Adams, right in the middle.
He's a captain.
All
he
I've
runs
noticed.
the floor.
All I've
So
noticed is
both
are you
ends.
playing Harden at the 1?
Yep.
He also has
like
great hair.
Yeah, the guy's great. And fuck you for not thinking that if somebody stopped watching NBA basketball, they could think that's Adam Morrison.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Kendall thought it was until we did that show.
And all I'm noticing that you guys are just proving my team is the best.
Why? Because we haven't disputed yours?
Well, I've heard Steven Adams 2 other times and James Harden.
It's because Langston Galloway was terrible.
Who?
Yeah.
How dare
He
you?
was great in the D League.
He's
Great
great
in the
now.
He was good for the Knicks for like 7 games.
All right.
9.
Paul, your team?
All right. Mine's tough. I'm still arguing with myself in my head about it.
Jimmer Fredette.
No, I wanted to do Kemba at the 1, but I don't know if he's a superstar or a role player.
So
Or like role player / star, or superstar. I mean, Jay Martin and I were having the debate with the rest of you guys during the break, and he's putting up superstar numbers because the team he's on, but does that mean he's a superstar? I'm going to say he's a superstar because he made the All-Star game.
In UConn history, he is.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's true. But in
Josh
UConn history,
Boone
Rebecca
was.
Lobo's attractive. So it's like...
Shout out Rebecca.
What do you say to that?
She's my neighbor.
Guys, she's tuned in right now.
Oh my God!
Could you imagine? That'd be... Oh.
Kicks that door in.
Hate mail flying in.
All right, so am I 1? All right, so I'll can Kemba. So am I 1? I've
Ish
got
Smith.
Patrick Beverly.
Gross.
I got Patrick Beverly. At my 2, I have DeMar DeRozan. At the 3, I have Giannis Antetokounmpo, Antler combo. At the 4, I have Lauri Markkanen, and at the 5, I have Robin Lopez. It wasn't because the Bulls. I consider Lauri Markkanen to be a role player. He started off pretty well, and I don't know. Do you consider Patrick Beverly to be average?
Yeah.
Okay, then Steven Adams instead of Robin Lopez. I wanted that guy that's I want that lockdown defender point guard type of guy to combat.
Oh, you got him.
To combat the other point guards. But I like DeMar DeRozan a lot and Giannis. They're two guys that, like, everybody else can pass to them and they can do their own thing.
Not a lot of shooting on that team, though.
Take it from somebody who's watched the Bulls their entire life. Fuck the 3-ball. Unless you have everybody that can make it, you die by that. You just die. That's why the Warriors are so good, because everybody on that team that plays the 4 through the 1 can make the 3.
Real quick, shout out Tyler Mock, just tuned into the Facebook Live video.
Hey, there we go.
Balled it.
We'll have him on. We'll pour beer on his head.
Just watch it run.
Do like a bald funnel.
Bald funnel.
Like he just tilts his head back, you pour it on his forehead, and you drink it off the back of his head.
I can picture Kyle's chin pressed against the side of his head.
What?
This took a turn for the worst.
What?
Got a little off topic
And
here.
Tyler is now tuned out. Thank you.
So I mean, let's see. Whose team is finishing worse? Who's the worst 5?
Kendall's.
Now, how can you say that?
Langston Galloway.
Yes.
That is
So J-Mar, are you also
BS.
saying Kendall's?
Yes.
All right, Maksheen?
Kendall's.
He doesn't even know who Langston Galloway is.
All right.
Exactly.
I'm not going to say Kendall's.
He was a Pelican.
I'm not going to say Kendall's. I think the worst team out of the 5 mentioned is the Red Barons. Yeah.
You guys are idiots.
Well, actually, it'd be more appropriate. Yeah, I'll take it.
Take it to the chat. Vote for Red Baron best team. Because it's
Yeah, let us know what you guys think.
completely obvious that I'm the one that's right. I mean,
So,
all right.
let's talk. I want to talk about my team, real quick. Just talk about you guys are talking about my team because I'm the only one who didn't pick the more popular stars, the James Harden, Steph Curry's, LeBron, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant. I mean, I don't think nobody picked Kevin Durant. I don't think, but
I came close to.
those are probably the 5 biggest superstars type of thing. So I'm curious as to what you guys think about my team with Giannis and DeMar DeRozan. Definitely stars.
Yeah. Very athletic.
Yeah, very very fast team.
Yeah.
Very fast team.
When you had Robin Lopez in there, wasn't very good.
Well, because I wasn't sure what you guys considered Patrick Beverly. I considered him an average guy because I think he's just pretty much defensive minded
He's
and
one-dimensional.
okay passer, but not a scorer.
He can shoot sometimes.
Right. And that's why I liked Patrick Beverly on the team, because DeMar DeRozan is so lethal from the mid-range, and he can drive, and Giannis is just good from anywhere inside the arc, that it'll draw the attention. Beverly might be able to get open corner threes from time to time, things like that. And my team has potential.
Potential.
Think it's better than your team? Souls?
No.
Kyle thinks his team's going to win 80 games.
No. 74.
Jim, what do you think about the team?
See, I would have opted Harden over DeRozan.
See, I agree with that, but I don't know. For me, I didn't want to pick Harden because I feel like Harden works so well in Houston because he's the only star.
Yeah,
I feel
but he works with Beverly. They've played together, and
Well, no,
he
I
ups
get-
your playmaking
I
and
get that.
three-point shooting.
I just didn't think that Harden and Giannis would be. They're both ball in their hands kind of guy, whereas I feel like DeRozan and Giannis would be willing to pass up on the opportunity for the other one because they're very similar in their scoring. Just DeRozan has a better shot than Giannis outside. Not fantastic, but it's better. And then Giannis can do the post-up type of thing, which in turn could open up Markkanen because Markkanen's pretty deadly from anywhere beyond the perimeter. I don't know.
But Harden's gonna dish more.
No, I understand that.
You know, like he's gonna find them more than DeRozan would. DeRozan's almost like Melo in a sense, where he's very isolation.
Team's very fast though.
Yeah.
My team's gonna outrun you for 48 minutes.
Yeah, Giannis
Oh yeah.
doesn't get tired.
Neither does
Well,
DeRozan.
he takes 4 steps and he's halfway down fully down the court.
True.
His Euro step is like
DeRozan's
his Euro step's
clutch.
a mile. I don't know. I like my team. Fuck off, guys. All right.
I'm willing to bet that my 4 could beat all of your 5. You guys want to discount Langston? Fine, he's my cheerleader. But my 4 will beat your 5 any day of the week. Think about it.
But some of your guys were the same as some of our guys, so how would that work?
Holograms.
But I don't know. At that standard, I mean, I'm pretty much willing to bet. Like, I'll just put DeRozan and Giannis on LeBron, and then everybody else can guard one-on-one. And I'm pretty sure.
Just leave Galloway open.
That's your first mistake right there. Think about it. He'll go 6 for 19 on the day. And that's
I don't know if he's ever taken 19 shots in a game.
with my team, he will. The Wallingfords coming to a G
They're
League
gonna
near
let
you.
him shoot 19 times.
All right, so who do you think's the best team? Real quick, around. I mean, you can't vote for yourself. Because
Well, that's BS.
yeah. So who do you think's the best team? Go around.
Jeff.
Okay.
I also say J-Mart.
You better hope that Kendall or I vote for you so you win.
Mock.
Nice.
He did that because he thinks that Kendall and I are going to vote for Souls.
You think Omer Sheik is the answer?
I think he's a rebounding center that doesn't need to do anything.
Well, since I can't vote for mine, which is stupid, really gives me a thumbs up. I like your team, Paul. I'm gonna give it to Jeff.
Ah,
I know.
you should have voted for Mock.
I know. But
That way I could vote for Souls and we have a two-way tie, and then we have
Two-way-
to watch Mock and Jeff kick each other in the balls till one passes out.
Yeah, I'll just
So
say
it's-
your team.
I didn't know that was on the table.
Well, I think Rebecca
rescind
seems.
my-
I think Rebecca seems the best. She texted me her team. She's in the middle of something right now, but her team was very good. It was Derrick Rose at the 1. At the 2 was Jimmy Butler. At the 3 was Anthony Wiggins. At the 4 was Gordy Dang.
You could take
And
a
at the
shot
5
with
was Karl
private
Anthony
stock, by
Towns.
the way. It's Andrew Wiggins.
Oh, that's Anthony.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
You could take one too, Kyle.
Yeah, you're so quick
Just
to
for
hand them
like
out.
being such a dick about
Stop.
that.
The guy's got him.
You literally pulled it towards
Yeah, but I
him.
didn't be like, and you can take a shot because it's
And you only didn't vote for me because you hate me.
yeah. So
This is going to a different level.
you have JJ Redick. He
Okay.
just proved he can't hit the 3 in crunch time.
That's not true. He missed one time.
All right.
I'm just being.
So
an
real quick,
asshole. I hate you.
this one won't have as much discussion because we'll have a lot of the same players. But any starting 5, who do you have? Who's your starting 5? Red Baron.
Oh man, I wish I kept my
This was your original team.
my original team. Well, I had
Langston
John.
Galloway.
I had John Wall.
Real quick, Rebecca wanted to substitute Derrick Rose for Emeka Okafor at the 1,
Nice.
so she wins. And
She wins.
The guy has like 2 masters.
Go Pelicans.
He's starting for the Pelicans now.
I had John Wall. I had James Harden. I had LeBron. I had Anthony Davis, and I had DeAndre Jordan. That was my original 5 before they told me that we couldn't be
Superstars.
superstars.
All right. So for mine,
Wow.
I've got.
Also, that team is winning as well. I'm sorry to interrupt, Paul.
I've got Damian Lillard at the 1, DeMar DeRozan at the 2, Kevin Durant at the 3, LeBron at the 4, and DeMarcus Cousins at the 5.
Jeff.
Souls.
Mock.
I have I have Anthony Davis.
At the
Giannis.
1. Can you just do it by the 1?
I don't know what that is.
Who's
Point
the
guard.
shortest guy you're gonna pick?
Just make it up. That's
I don't
what
know.
I do.
They're all tall. I have no idea. You expect me to know that?
Okay, so
Tell you what, I'm
Anthony-
going to list my 5 guys, and you tell me 1 through
All right,
5.
go ahead.
Anthony Davis.
4.
Giannis.
3.
LeBron.
5.
1.
Okay. All right. We'll do this after that, I guess. Go ahead.
Steph Curry.
Okay.
And Kevin Durant.
So Steph at the 1. This is how I would do it. Steph at the 1. Kevin Durant at the 2, Giannis at the 3, LeBron at the 4, Anthony Davis at the 5.
Yeah.
It'd work.
Real
The
quick.
team is so long. If they do wingspan to wingspan,
They could
that's a
block
full
the whole
fucking court. That's a whole court.
Real quick, and you've explained it to me a million times, but I'm sure there's a few people out there that don't know what the numbers mean. Can you explain to the listeners what the numbers
yeah,
are?
so in terms of, if you didn't play organized basketball outside of, like, a sunlit court or park and rec, so basically if you weren't good enough to play in a church league or in high school, the 1 is the point guard, the 2 is the shooting guard, 3 is the small forward, 4 is the power forward, and 5 is the center.
Now commit that to memory because I have forgotten already.
And the way the current NBA is turning out to work, the 1 is your shortest-ish guy that can, pass and shoot the 3. Your 2 is a guy who's capable of shooting, driving, creating his own shot, kind of all-encompass guy. The 3 is a pretty much all-around utility guy, defensive, offensive-minded, can kind of do it all for the most part. Your 4 is, for some reason, taller than your 5, but can shoot the 3. And then your 5 is just, he's either just the most unstoppable force in all of sports or he sucks ass. Pretty much just broke it down, I think, in terms of every NBA team.
Yeah.
Minus Steven Adams.
Just in that middle.
Yeah.
Kyle, your team?
Russell Westbrook at the 1.
Okay.
Harden at the
Defensive
2.
lapse.
Okay.
Durant at the 3.
All right, so the Thunder.
James at the 4. And Embiid at the 5.
All right, so your wet dream of a Phillies team. Or a Sixers
Yeah,
team.
pretty much.
So much!
Yeah, good old Canadian.
A.
That should go over to you now, Mark,
Why? That's what Canadians do.
for the A joke.
Come on, that was good.
Oh, wait, hold on. Before you do it, Jimmer, do you have your team ready or you need a second to think?
I have it ready.
All right, go ahead, real quick.
LeBron at the 1. Chef Steph at the 2. Right? Durant at the 3. Davis at the 4. Boogie at the 5.
Boogie. All right, real quick. Whose team's the best? You can vote for your own team this time if you really want to.
1 to 1 to 1 to 1 to 1.
Mine.
Your
Mine.
team? So I'll just say you as well?
Yeah.
Machine?
Yours, Paul.
Yours, Paul. No debate. Mine. No, I actually vote for Paul's.
Oh, I'm so flat. I'm going to say... I was going to say Souls, but I don't want to make it a tie.
Vote for yourself. Really seal it. Make this a
Flip them
rule.
off while you say your own name.
Yeah, all right. No, actually, you know what, though? I had a lot of positivity for the Red Baron team, so I'm going to say Paul.
Look at that.
It's all right. I know deep down inside he wanted to say my team.
No, I didn't. I just said that to make you feel better.
No.
So, is Rita able to be seen on camera anywhere?
No,
Nope.
she's
No?
The way the cameras are positioned.
Well, it'll be good for our own humor. Your Sunday private stock shot.
Oh, let's get your mic up again.
This is gonna be gross.
You can kind
Yep.
of face that camera right over there.
There you go. Just
see
do
if
it. Take a big swig. Come on.
You can kind of you see the bottle over in the.
There you go. All right, let's see. Oh, yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah, it's not
Yes,
good.
it is.
The best part is like, this might be worse than anything we've ever mixed.
That's because I picked it out.
No, you did a good job. This is pretty terrible.
I didn't know what I was doing.
Well, I think it's. How much would that cost?
$15.94.
$15.
15 bucks. What did you say?
$15.94. I got the receipt.
You
Oh,
guys
the
told
tax.
me not over $20, so I picked something that was less than $20.
Look at that. You get
Not
a lot
gonna
of bang
lie.
for your buck.
I thought she was getting a pint. I said $20 and hoped that she was like, oh, that Maker's Mark looks gross. And I'd be like, okay. I'll just be sitting here like, yeah, Steven Adams plays the 1 shot. So there's the NBA thing. I don't know. I thought it was fun. What'd you guys think?
I liked it.
It was stupid.
Kyle lost twice, right?
Make sure
You did also.
Once.
we're gonna move on from the NBA thing, but feel free to comment on the PPRN chat type of thing if you have anything to say about it. We can
Or
revisit
Facebook
it.
Live.
Facebook Live, tweet mock, do whatever you got to do. But so real quick, we talked about it earlier in the show. The Cleveland Browns, they're making the moves. They got Jarvis Landry, said it right this time. They got what's his fucking name there from the Packers, Randall, and then they got Tyrod Taylor. Yep, and realistically, they didn't give up too much
No.
in terms of
They
their
got a lot of
future and all
picks
that stuff.
back.
I mean, they made it clear that they're going to go. They're quarterback frenzy right now. Either Tyrod Taylor and then whoever they draft to compete. And so Deshaun was not really the viable option for them. Whatever, that's fine.
He's garbage.
They did the right thing by getting rid of him and not keeping him in the mix. So
I think he caught such a raw deal in Cleveland. Because in the beginning of the season, he didn't look that bad. and but he didn't have a team around him. And the Browns do this. They take these young guys, throw them into the fire, and then they blame them for when the team loses.
Yep.
And it's horrible.
I don't think the Browns blamed Kaiser though this year. I don't think that. I think the Browns the Browns have blown early draft picks before, but they're looking at it now. It's like we've got the 1 and the 4, and we've got other draft picks. They didn't, even though they went 0-16, they were in a lot of games. They had a lot of promising players this year, and they went with the youth, and they decided to go, all right, let's dispense some of these people. We know what we're going to address in the draft, what we're going to address in free agency, and let's put something together that might be good. I think this is. I'm not saying Tyrod Taylor is the answer. We'll discuss the Tyrod Tayller move. I know Souls has a lot to say about it, but I think that they made the right moves in making this a team that's not just going to be a 1-season rebuild, can it and go and try again. This is, I understand that like Landry's a 1-year deal type of thing on because he's still honored by the franchise tag, right? They're just paying it is the way it'll work. So it'll be interesting. So the Tyrod Taylor thing, Souls, I know you have a lot to say about it. Let's discuss that.
I just feel like he's not going to be the answer. I mean, he's a very serviceable quarterback, but I just feel like he's just going to be that guy who doesn't turn the ball over. He'll have 8 touchdowns to 3 picks by week.
So you don't think that would be the answer?
No, because he's not going to throw the ball downfield.
They were in
I disagree with
so many games last year where they lost by less than 10 points. No
he's not going to be the guy that you need a fourth quarter comeback.
So here's the
We're
thing.
not saying that, though.
And they're going to be in that situation a lot.
I'm going to disagree with you. Listen to my points. J Mart brought one of them up. They were very close in a lot of games. So a big thing with Cleveland is there's really no help in protection for the quarterback. You have a quarterback now that is proven to scramble and get out of his own thing. Now, I know Kaiser was mobile, but Tyrod Taylor is mobile at an NFL level. Kaiser didn't have that experience. So that takes some time to work in. I mean, Russell Wilson wasn't what he is right off the bat. It takes some time to figure that out.
Their offensive line is also very good.
Right. I mean, I'm saying, but Kaiser, the younger quarterback type of thing, not knowing when to throw the ball away versus when to throw it, throwing it into double coverage type of thing. Like Tyrod Taylor, like you said, he's not going to cause the turnovers. Plus, he can scramble. And I disagree with you. Tyrod Taylor does take deep shots. Tyrod Taylor is he's not the type of quarterback that's going to. Tyrod Taylor's going to finish the season with 2 passes of 20 to 40 yards range. He's going to finish with plenty of 40-plus yard attempts and plenty 10-yard and under attempts. Chad Pennington. That's what he's going to do. And the thing, too, is look at what he did in Buffalo. It wasn't amazing, but he took the team to the playoffs, and he played serviceable, and now he's going to have 2 receivers
and a better line.
He's going to have 2 receivers that can catch the football. And if they turn around and if they draft Barkley with the 1, he has a running back. We've seen what he could do with a running back that is a threat with McCoy. Now he has the receivers that can be the threat. He's the perfect quarterback for that team, in my opinion, because Josh Gordon loves the deep threat. He loves the deep ball, and he loves taking all those types of shots.
He loves the marijuana as well.
But Tyrod Taylor will take those shots on him. Tyrod Taylor will throw into double coverage. He'll do it. And I think Gordon's the type of receiver that can bring that ball down in double coverage. And then in Landry, he's got the receiver that's going to pick up 8 to 10 receptions a game over the middle on 4, 5, 6-yard slants and move the chains for them. They get Barkley. If he can average 3 yards a run, you're looking at consecutive first downs. They're not going to make the playoffs. It's going to take time for it to meld.
Bet you they're close to 500.
Yeah.
I honestly, in my opinion, I think if Tyrod Taylor starts and they get Barkley, that's the whole premise of it. If they get Barkley and they get Tyrod Taylor, assuming health, all that stuff, I mean, there's a lot of factors that we can't control. I could very well see the Browns finishing the season 9-7. I think they do.
I think we're starting to see the turn for the Browns.
Yep.
If everyone stays healthy, and Taylor may not be the long-term answer.
No, he's not. But he
can be the bridge.
He's better than Deshaun Kaiser.
He can be the bridge.
He's the perfect
right now.
I think he's the perfect quarterback that they could have brought in without spending a lot of money and a lot of contracts, a lot of resources to see if they're willing to re-sign Landry for the long haul. Now, there's no saying if Landry's going to want to re-sign, but who knows? If the Browns go from 0-16 to 8 wins,
players are going to want to go.
That's a huge step for them, and it'll show a lot of things. I mean, and in my opinion, too, the Ravens and the Bengals are nowhere near ready to contend. They're a team that the Browns could very easily beat if they can get the right pieces going. And the Steelers, who knows? 'Cause, I mean, the Steelers are going to be a high-powered offense again, and the defense is going to be a little better now that they're able to cope without Shazier, type of thing. They'll have a offseason to go with it. But I think it'll be good to move them in the future. I think it's going to be a great thing.
I think so. I think we're going to see the Browns at least 800 this year. The last 2 seasons, I know they've only won 1 game, but they weren't getting blown out.
No.
They weren't. They were
Especially
right
last
in
season,
games.
There were so many games where I was like, oh, they're going to get their first win. And
They were right
They
in
lost at
games,
the
and
end or
they have
something.
tough breaks. I think they're going to be right around 800, and you're going to see teams or players want to go there. The Browns have a ton of money to spend. They'll want to bring people in.
yeah.
I hate they're going to take Barkley, and I hate it.
That's the thing that we don't know that.
Good
They
chance
will,
they
though.
do.
They
It would
will,
be a
though.
smart move. But you never know. They could take the quarterback still and have him compete.
Well, this is the thing,
Kind
too.
of
'Cause
push Taylor, be like, this isn't just a given spot.
Souls
I
has
mean-
this nice draft thing moving on that we're going to do, this kind of round-robin mock draft. And it'd be interesting because the thing is what do the Browns view as acceptable? Because you look at a team like the Giants. The Giants have the number 2 pick, and they desperately need Barkley.
Yeah.
The Colts need Barkley.
And they have the 3 pick.
Yeah.
So what's moving up in the draft worth to the Giants and the Colts? I mean, think about it. Because you're pretty much guaranteeing if the Giants or the Colts decide that we need Barkley, that's the guy we have to have. Regardless of what it costs us to get him, we need to have him. So you look at the Browns. The Browns are guaranteed going to get the Giants or the Colts pick in the first round, plus a lot more. Because even though the Giants have the 2nd pick, chances are in the 2nd pick they're either going to draft a quarterback or an offensive lineman if they can't get Barkley. I mean, I know
I
Mock
think it'd be
thinks
the lineman.
I know Mock thinks they need to go lineman versus quarterback, but it's going to be quarterback or lineman. That's what they have to do. They need to start thinking post Eli, and they need to start thinking protection for the quarterback. If they can't get Barkley, that's what they're going to do. But how much is Barkley worth to them? I mean, you could very well be looking at the Giants giving up or the Colts giving up their 1st round pick and a 3rd or 4th round pick in the same draft. And look at the Browns. I mean, the Browns have really set themselves up to have a really great off season. And as much as I think the Giants would benefit from Barkley, I think that the Browns would be looking more towards the Colts for the trade. Because if you look at that, the Colts get Barkley. The Colts are still not going to make the playoffs probably with him. They need time. I mean, they're going to have Luck and they'll have Barkley, but they're not ready. The defense is not ready to do that. Even if they make a splash, a healthy Texans defense is going to dismantle that offense right away. So the Browns are now looking at having an extra pick somewhere in either a later draft or later in the current draft, and they're going to have back-to-back picks. They can do whatever they want. Who cares? Because, like I said, I agree with Mock, though. I think the Giants take an offensive lineman. So if Barkley goes off the table at 1 for the Colts, if they trade, and then the 2 goes offensive lineman for the Giants, now they're sitting there at the 3 and the 4, and they can just say, all right, we've got all the time in the world. Because, I mean, I know it won't happen, but it's just like, at that point, they have, what's the draft clock, 90 seconds? The first round is like a couple minutes, isn't
Yeah,
it?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. I
5
think.
minutes, isn't it?
I think it's 5 in the
5
first
minutes?
round.
So, but
I think it's more than that.
I think it's 5
Oh
minutes.
wait, do they get a 10-minute clock?
Yeah, they get 10 in the
get 10
first, and
minutes.
then the second is 5.
So then you think about it, too. The Browns have all the options in the world. If they make that trade on draft day, if the Colts offer them that, they essentially have 20 minutes to make 2 picks. Because if they default their 3rd round, their 3rd pick, they move to the next person,
Real
which
quick,
is the Browns.
Peter wants us to know that the Cowboys are going to get ring number 6 in 2028.
2028. So we write that down. That's a good prediction. I like that.
28.
That's an honest prediction. That's fair. I like that. Got a tattoo on my forearm.
2028?
2028.
All right.
I don't know if he meant 2018, but he wrote 2028.
Well, the 2 and the 1 are very close in the keyboard.
I like 2028 even better. That takes a lot of commitment.
Jerry Jones will be 140.
Jerry Jones facing some serious fines from the NFL.
He already paid him.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has all the money in the world.
He's just saying stuff so we can pay.
I don't know what to do with this.
Could you imagine? So we were talking about earlier this Odell Beckham Jr. video that's been surfaced and going around.
Alleged Odell Beckham.
Brown
Yeah, him with his brown cigarette, there's the cocaine and all that stuff.
Oh, white substance.
Could you
Can't
imagine?
jump to conclusions now.
Now, this Odell Beckham Jr. lookalike is laying in bed with this potential hooker with, they're clearly enjoying a couple Black and Milds while they're getting ready to measure out the flour to bake a cake.
Yeah.
This is clearly what's happening. But could you imagine, they have a nice Domino's pizza laying on the bed.
Untouched.
It's the best part of the video.
Yep. But could you imagine the alleged Odell Beckham Jr.? Because it's not him. I mean, come on, we all know that. But he's
doesn't have a distinct
he's trying
look.
to get this other person, this unknown person in the room to sleep with this alleged
Someone.
hooker.
It's Eli.
What do you do if it's Jerry
trying to
Jones?
hook
What would
Eli.
you do if it's Jerry Jones?
It very well.
Are
could
you
be
more
Jerry Jones.
amazed at the actual event that's taking place, or are you more amazed at Jerry Jones and Odell Beckham Jr. being friends on the outside?
That's what
Being
I'm more
friends.
amazed about.
Yeah, being friends.
Yeah,
he's-
wouldn't care for that.
No, at the event, because no way Odell Beckham Jr. isn't eating out Jerry Jones' asshole while he's plowing this girl.
That is horrible.
Yikes.
So back to the Browns.
Peter just said that he meant 2028.
2028.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
I like that prediction.
10 years.
Well, Peter's got to get a couple things out of the way first. PPRN has to be the most successful radio station, internet radio station, radio station of all time, which will happen in probably like 2019. He's got to
right.
give Ricky the first orgasm of their marriage, so we're looking at like 2024. Shout out to Ricky, and and then from there it's all Cowboys.
We have to build a timeline. This is a expectations hit.
Now, realistically, I don't think the Cowboys win another Super Bowl till Jerry Jones doesn't own that team.
Nah,
I don't think they're going to win anything as long as he's there.
No, I disagree. I think they can do it with him.
Now, what's your reasoning?
Ooh,
He's just
Hold on.
way too involved. I just saw that also.
time out. This is a good discussion point. Thank you to Peter. Makes the comment. Odell Beckham Jr. is the Michael Irvin of the millennial. Agree or disagree?
I agree, but what I will say is that there are a lot of players like that. Like, I think OBJ that's not the only guy who acts a certain way, but he is very.
He's got a name and he's not a Giants fan. Don't fucking say OBJ. That's
I-
terrible.
I thought Odell Beckham Jr. over and over was kind of, extra.
Odell Beckham Jr.
Odell Beckham Jr.
All right.
I can mute these microphones. But I could see that, but I feel there's a lot of players that, I think there are many players like that. And they have kind of that same similar, the way they act. And they can sort of back it up, and they back it up the way they play. Not sort of, they back up the way
Especially
they play.
receivers. Receivers, especially now, they're
They've
so
always
much
been
more.
divas.
Yeah, they're so much more like
I no longer have a chaser for this.
high personality compared to other positions.
No, brown cigarette personality, not high personality. Can't prove it yet.
Get this out of my face. Horrible.
You can bet there's going to be the random drug test coming up.
Most
Of
certainly.
course. And I mean they should, because I mean the video
Sorry.
is bad.
Peter's comment. Look at Peter's comment on Facebook Live. It's fantastic. I don't know if he wants us to say it on the air, but no. It's funny though. I think one of the aspects that he sees the Odell Beckham Jr. versus Michael Irvin thing is, I completely agree. I think Odell Beckham Jr. within 2 years of retirement has no more money. I think it's all gone. And then he gets some bullshit an analyst job where he wears glasses and thinks he's cool and dyes his hair purple and all that shit. I don't know. So
Picking up the Facebook Live on somebody's phone.
yeah, well, maybe I wanted people to hear it. You guys ever fucking take that into consideration?
Echo
Whoa,
going.
whoa, whoa.
So we talked about the LeBron thing last show. We'll touch on it just pretty quickly. He released a thing saying the 4 teams he's considering, which were Houston, L.A., Cleveland again, and Philly.
Kyle likes that a lot.
I still
It's an option.
agree with J-Mart. LeBron going to the Sixers hinders Ben Simmons' career. The start to his career.
Only wait to see.
I'd like to throw my hat in the ring. If
That's
that's
a
okay.
bullshit answer.
Yeah,
Don't
it's
wait to
his
see.
answer
Just
to
say you
everything.
disagree and tell
Because
me
Ben
why.
Simmons has completed the most passes in the NBA this year.
Okay,
That's because I'm not in the league, Kyle. We all know.
Irrelevant.
but I
Not
don't.
irrelevant.
It's not
You
irrelevant.
don't need
but
the ball.
So would you be willing to say Ben Simmons, if LeBron came to the Sixers, would it be okay with Ben Simmons averaging 9 points a game?
Probably.
But then what does that do for
What's
his future?
the point?
It doesn't matter. If
Why
they're
doesn't it
winning
matter?
championships, what does it matter to him? 'Cause that's what they're there to do right now.
But what happens when LeBron retires? What's Ben Simmons going to do after that?
Try and win without him.
On another
But he's just
team,
going to go
'cause he
from
won't
he's
be
going to
able
go from
afford
4
it.
years of 9 points and 14 assists to now having to be the.
Because Kyrie still averaged about 20 points with LeBron.
That's different
How is it different?
because Kyrie was the
hits
point
open
guard.
Shots.
So was Ben Simmons.
He's a point forward.
He plays point guard on the Sixers.
but he's a point forward.
He is their point
he's
guard.
listed as point guard, but he's a point forward. He's not a point guard. He's not your traditional
Okay.
point
Kyrie
guard.
Irving brought the ball up. LeBron didn't.
Okay, Ben Simmons brings the ball up.
Okay, but when LeBron's there, now you're talking about 2 point forwards bringing the ball up.
Doesn't matter. He will be a point guard. He is considered a point guard on the 76ers right now.
I wish he wasn't on the Sixers.
I think
so
the
you would
Sixers
look
can win a
at this
championship
in a
without
different light.
LeBron. In the LeBron era,
you
the
look
Sixers
at
can win a championship without LeBron.
Every game, they have Ben Simmons listed as the point guard.
So is Carmelo
Without
Anthony on
LeBron, the
Knicks
Sixers
a
can
point
win a
guard?
championship in the LeBron
No,
era.
but he's not considered the point. On the 76ers, he's considered the point guard.
What do you have to lose to get LeBron?
We won't be able to sign JJ Redick.
Or Sarge?
Sarge is on contract for another 2 or 3 years.
Okay. LeBron wants a max deal.
Okay.
We're talking multiple years.
The 76ers have a lot of money.
But Sarge is
And
gone
he could
after
opt
that.
out any year.
Okay.
Keep that in mind. So do you really want to sell out the process?
To get LeBron and win a championship, yeah.
But I think the Sixers can win the championship because you're talking about
think you win
LeBron.
without him.
I don't think LeBron's coming back to
It's not
Cleveland.
a fit.
So LeBron's other 3 options are Philadelphia or 2 teams in the West. The Sixers can beat whatever of the Houston Rockets or the Lakers with the current team they have if they keep doing what they're doing and mold their players into their system without LeBron. I think they can win a championship in the LeBron era without him.
I disagree. LeBron will be in the finals until he retires.
So you think the Cavs make the finals this year?
Yeah, I do.
No.
But they'll pick it up in the playoffs like they always do.
Well, LeBron will pick it up, but will the rest of the team pick it up?
I'm not really sold on Toronto. I'm not really sold on Boston. Toronto will always fade out in the playoffs like they do every year. Boston is too young.
Yeah, but we're talking about a whole different Cleveland team.
I know that, but they have LeBron James.
Okay.
Now we have Peter on Facebook thinks that LeBron will face a major career-ending injury within the next 2 years. He's getting too old.
It's possible.
I mean,
He's getting old to play at that high level.
Nature at his age to be doing what he's doing. That's for sure.
My thing is, I think LeBron, the only 2 teams for him is the Lakers or the Cavs. LeBron, I understand that he's getting older and he wants to win championships, but he's proven time and again that he's the guy.
Oh, absolutely.
And on a team like Houston or Philadelphia, he's
Nah.
being competed with to be the guy. You take him to Philadelphia, he's competing with 2 other players to be the guy. And now you're looking at 3 players that have the ability to average 26 points a game, and they're all going to average 14.
It's the same thing in Miami. They had Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh.
He was still the guy.
But he was the guy.
Okay. But you didn't
They had an
think they added...
ESPN segment that wasted all of our lives just to say he was
And that's a
going there.
different big
He's
3 than the
guy.
big 3 that would be in. You look at the big 3 in Miami is you're talking about 3 people that can stretch the floor and shoot the 3 consistently and regularly. 3 people that can drive the lane and dunk and be great on defense and can post up all down low.
So you don't think Joel Embiid would benefit from LeBron James being there?
But I'm saying that's
He
not
would.
what I'm saying.
Simmons would not.
What I'm saying is that Simmons and Embiid are not stretch the floor guys like Bosh and Wade. Embiid can shoot the 3. That's not what I'm saying, because I know that's where your next argument's going to go. Embiid can shoot the 3. Simmons is not a proven 3-point shooter.
He hasn't even made a 3
You
this
didn't
year.
have to.
But that's the whole, but with LeBron he'll have to.
No, he won't.
Because LeBron's going to drive and it opens up the perimeter. That's why everybody who plays with LeBron is so good at J.R. Smith, Kyle Korver, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh. All these players can make the 3 because the minute LeBron steps inside the arc, he automatically attracts whoever's in the paint's attention. They are no longer focused on the guy they're guarding, which allows them to slip out and hit the mid-range to open 3 shot.
And I'm saying, okay, if Sarge is still there, who can hit the 3? Covington is still there. He can hit the 3. If they can't retain J.J. Redick,
But we're not arguing about Jeff and I.
no,
are
you're
not
saying
argu-
the 3-point shot.
But
we
Jeff
have plenty
and
of
I are-
guys that can shoot the 3-point
But
shot.
Jeff and I aren't arguing
So
about
does every other team
Covington
in the league.
and Sarge. We're talking about what it's going to do to Ben Simmons' career.
It's gonna make him better.
Better in what aspect? He's going to win a championship.
No, he's gonna be able. He's gonna work on his shot so he can He can work on his shot, so he can make the
I
three.
think every NBA
Ben
player
Simmons
works on their
I
shot.
think Ben Simmons is the next
He's
LeBron
not a
James, and
three-point
when you put
shooter.
the next LeBron James with the current LeBron James, one of the two isn't going to perform up to capacity.
So you're thinking him going to the Lakers is going to is a way better fit.
For the Sixers, it is.
Absolutely.
Why do you think he's a better fit for the Lakers?
I just said for the Sixers. Literally just said it.
No, I'm saying why do you think he's a good fit for the Lakers? How does
But
that
I
make
didn't
sense?
say that. I just said he's a better
He
fit.
did.
Did I say that today?
You said he's
First
obviously
off,
you think
need
LeBron
anger
James-
management.
you think LeBron James going to the Lakers is a better fit, right?
Yes.
Why?
What do you mean why?
What do you mean
You
why?
have a team that's going to perform well around LeBron James slashing, his playmaking, combined with Lonzo's outside and playmaking. That team's defense all makes more sense than going to Philly.
In my opinion, the
defense
Sixers
is
have
trash.
proven this year that they do not need a superstar free agent to push them to the next level. They're at the next level. They're just young. The Sixers, you literally told me last night, the Sixers had the ability to finish this season at the 3 seed without a superstar. Nobody on that team is a superstar yet. They are all very good stars. Simmons, Embiid, Sarge, great stars. They're too young to be superstars right now. But they already have the ability to finish the season at the 3 seed, trumping the Cavs in the playoffs.
So you add somebody like LeBron James, you won't have that drought of having no points in 5 to 6 minutes.
That drought is going to end with time. They're young. They take stupid shots. They make dumb defensive mistakes. It happens with any team. Look at the Bulls back when they played the Celtics in that first round series when they went 7 games and they lost to the Celtics. The only reason, in my opinion, they lost to the Celtics is because it was Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and Ray Allen. Veterans who knew when to do certain things and when not to do them. The Bulls pushed that big 3 team that ended up winning the championship to the absolute limit. A young, motivated, athletic team that, if injury hadn't occurred, probably would be the Sixers we're talking about in the future. Derrick Rose, Joakim Noah, all those players. Injury changed the course of those players' career, but that's what the Sixers have the ability to do right now. You have Joel Embiid, who is a better Joakim Noah, defensive giant who can literally stop anybody in the paint, can stretch the floor with the 3. Ben Simmons, who can do everything imaginable right now except shoot the 3. Sarge, who can stretch the floor, and a great bench rotation. I don't think they need LeBron to take them to the next level. They're at the next level. They just need the maturity to do it.
It's not trust LeBron, it's trust the process. Am I right?
They've got this far without a superstar. They were terrible for how many years, and they pulled the people up. They pulled up, Jahlil Okafor. Didn't work out. Nerlens Noel. Didn't work out. They went out. They signed. They spent the money to get J.J. Redick, and he's been a good addition to that team. I think that's what they need. They need to focus on the guys that are going to complement their guys, not bring in somebody that's going to be his own person. In my opinion.
I think LeBron's willing to adapt as well.
LeBron is not going to adapt.
He's 32
Look at
years
Kyrie Irving. Look at how that
think-
worked out. People have to adjust their play to LeBron. The Sixers are winning, and they're doing great right now without LeBron. You put LeBron on, they all have to fold to LeBron. Mark my words. Mark my words.
Kevin Love had to fold to LeBron.
He's
Kevin-
not a,
Kevin
he's
Love
the
was
best
a-
rebounder in the game.
Kevin Love was a household name, one of the most unstoppable big men in the league when he was a Timberwolf. And then he came to Cleveland, and now he's still a household name, but he's by far not the best 4 in the game. Not even close. I mean, it makes an impact on the team when he's not healthy, but it's because it's the team. But he's had to fold to LeBron's game. He's not the Kevin Love that we knew before the Wiggins deal. I think the Sixers are ready now. The Sixers can win a championship in the LeBron era without LeBron. I think they can. I think the Sixers team, given a year or 2 of maturity, can very well beat Golden State.
Knicks in 6.
No.
I think he was saying 0-6.
Kyle's just angry. It's a really angry, bitter bastard.
Well, Mock said it last week. Perfect. It's hard for Kyle to argue because we're hyping up Ben Simmons so much, but
He wants to be mad, but he's
I love you guys.
stop saying he's good.
he's angry with an erection and he doesn't know what to do.
We got just a few more minutes. I just want to throw my hat in the ring real quick. LeBron's just playing for the Steelers next year. Juju Smith-Schuster has been at the games. He's got a jersey. And I think that would cement LeBron as the greatest athlete of all time. That's a debate for another day. But
Next week.
next week,
Negative.
well, we'll see what the fans think. But let us know what you think about
33-year-old rookie.
I'm saying if he played for the Steelers, he'd be the greatest athlete of all time.
yeah. He would just need 1 reception. That's all he'd need.
Why?
It's a joke. That's why.
But you're kind of serious.
I'm kind of serious, but I would formulate a better opinion.
Now we need
with more
quick
time.
beer reviews here. Running out of time.
All right, well, you can go first, asshole.
What's wrong with that?
The Guinness was great as usual.
Thank
I'm
you,
happy
Jay
to
Mark.
have it.
Thank you, J Mart.
Budweiser, solid go-to post-softball.
Sol Champagne.
No, talk it up.
It was fantastic.
It's
I
not good.
recommend it to all that haven't had it.
Recommend what?
Miller High Life. You said the champagne, so I thought everyone.
Paul, how was your beer?
My beer was very good. It's a little heavy on the percent. I mean, 12.5.
What did you have again?
Exorcism at Sunset from Clown Shoes. You can definitely taste like the bourbon kind of bite a little bit. It's a little smoother, obviously, but it's got the bourbon bite and the creaminess from the stout. It's pretty good. I recommend it if you can find it. Clown Shoes is so hard to find. Certain things they put
Yeah.
out so much weird shit.
Red Baron?
I had the breakfast stout from Founders. Very good. I'm a big stout fan. I mean, Paul has really turned me on to the stout thing. Enjoy it. So if you're a stout fan, beer first thing in the morning, I recommend it highly.
Be sure to find us on Facebook and Instagram at Getting Sports with Drunk. Twitter is GSWD_4.
Make sure to use the hashtag GSWD whether LeBron comes to the team you're rooting for or you're drinking the champagne of beers.
Find us on Podbean and iTunes, YouTube, and every Sunday here on the PPRN Radio Network. Download the app.
Yeah, make sure to listen to PPRN Peter's show on Tuesdays and Wednesdays from, I think, 7:30 to 10:30, and then the Latin soundtrack on Thursdays with Eddie Transcendent. And before we sign off, this food for thought, we're not going to discuss it. Listeners, take it for what you will. Craig on the Facebook Live chat said, LeBron James is 33 years old, and professional athletes, even great ones post-steroid era, have shown significant downturns in stats after 34th birthday. So, you guys take that for what it is.
David Ortiz, Drew Brees, Tom Brady.
We'll take a little bit of discussion for that in the next show. We'll use that for some food for thought, but you guys take it for what it is when we're talking about LeBron. But until next time, I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler.
I'm Mock.
Sheen Washable.
Nope.
Soze.
I'm LeBron to the Lakers.
And I'm the Red Baron.
Yeah.